Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lime the Slime devlogs. My name is Enya, and of course, you already know that. So I've kind of just been experimenting a little bit, not too much, not a whole lot. Previous video, I think I mentioned something about the position of the with the tile maps or whatnot. Let me see. Move node here real quick. And then I'm just going to hit save play scene. I remember, let me go ahead and turn off the visible paths because you don't really need to see that, but you can actually, we can actually show this. In the previous video, I mentioned that, like, yeah, sure, the character looks like they should be, like, small enough in order to fit through there, but you can see the collision. Through the collision right there, you can see that the collision's just too large to fit through the gap. But I also did bring it down a little bit lower. There was a moment where it was like, how do you say it? The literal, like the littlest bit of gap was actually like right about here. So back at its original spacing, it was still too small of a gap, but it was like only by like a pixel, if anything. But that's not really what I'm here to talk to you about. Today I'm here to talk about, move node here. I'm here to talk about Crabbie. This is Crabbie. This is a character that I decided to create. I was trying to figure out, like, how exactly to design this thing. Well, the first thing is I actually did end up using a little bit of like I used a pixel art generator thing, like a what's it called? I used ChatGPT to like kind of like be like create me a sprite, and then like I took that sprite and I improved upon it, and like I basically from scratch went into a sprite, and I like, well, this is actually a different thing. This is like something completely different. This is the extent of my pixel art, like actual knowledge. But I basically took the character and I took the generated thing, and then I like redrew it from like on a sprite. This is the actual like sprite sheet. This is the walking sprite sheet, actually. If you look at it, you can look at how kind of crappy it looks. It's the extent of like my knowledge as far as like drawing and making pixel art. But let's actually showcase this guy. So this is Crabbie. Is it? Can you hear that? Yes, you can. Okay. So there's actually a couple of things here that I can talk about. The first thing, of course, is the fact that Crabbie has an animated sprite, so it like, you know, it actually, you can see it's walking. It has like a walking animation, but it also has like its little crab claws are constantly like, you know, snip, 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 snip. You know, I thought that was like a little cute little detail to put in. Then there's also the fact that like whenever this thing gets close to me, oh no, I didn't mean to actually do that. Let's try that again. So whenever it gets close, you hear a familiar sound, right? Well, I did kind of pitch shift the sound, the original sound, to be like a little bit different sounding. I should probably modulate it or alter the sound a little bit more so that it's not like a direct copy. But yes, that is the sound effect of Mr. Krabs' walk cycle. I don't know. It's always been like, it always tickles me every time I hear it. I don't know what it is about it, but the other thing, I need to really just keep hitting the I need to hit the reload button every time I do that instead. But the other thing that I wanted to showcase, there's two more things. Whenever I jump on the head of this thing, well, if I can actually land a hit, if I jump on the head, boom, you saw two things. You saw the fact that one, when I jump on the head, it creates like an impulse, which it's not really an impulse. It's actually just a it's actually just a jump velocity with a little tiny little bit of a modification to it, which is just velocity y equals jump velocity when I enter the kill zone of that character, and it's like -20, so that it adds like 20 pixels of height to it. So it's like it's sort of like a jump height, but with like a tiny bit extra added onto it. So it's sort of like you could jump on the character's head, and like, let's say, for example, if there's like a platform that's just a little too high up for the normal jump height, right? Then I could jump from that thing and I'd be able to reach it. I could actually tweak the jump height a little bit if I want to. But that's something for me to like figure out like later. Right now, I'm just kind of vibing with this and figuring it out. You also notice that if that thing touches me from the side, you'll see the top left corner. I have these 3 green dots. And when it touched me, that one of the dots turned into a little dash. And then it did it again. But now that second one is a dash. So this is my makeshift health bar. You see, whenever it touches me. Oh, also another thing is every time that this thing actually has a thing where if it touches the wall, if the hitbox touches a wall, it will change direction. The other thing about it is that whenever it touches me, it also changes direction too. So it happens on both that side and also happens on this side. There is no script, however, for like when I lose like the last little pellet of health. There's no script yet for like, you know, reload scene or whatever the hell it would be called. But that's only because I plan on figuring out a different way of doing that. I originally had it's an original coding that I had where every time that the character died in the kill zone, it would reload the state or whatnot. However, I was trying to actually use that code, and it wasn't quite working. I don't know if it's because the code was strictly attached to the character or what's going on there. But this is the basic, like, it's a var, hearts, parents, health bar, container. It's literally like, if you will look at this is what's funny about it, though, is that if you look at this, right, you'll see that the character sprite is, like, here. It's, like, tiny as all hell. But for some reason, these have to be gigantic for them to actually appear on screen. And the even funnier thing is that they're not even that large. They're roughly the same size as Lime the Slime. So it's not like they're gigantic or anything like that. It's just kind of funny looking. But anyway, that's really all I wanted to showcase, was the fact that, like, in my... what is it? It basically, I've hit this... Not a wall. I didn't hit a wall yet, but... I'm kind of not ready to start making levels, if that makes any sense. I'm really just not ready. I'm more interested right now in creating a little enemy character, really. So that's what I did. This week I decided I'm just going to make Crabbie, and Crabbie works. Crabbie's got a... oh, you can actually see it here. Okay, so Crabbie has an original collision shape, right? Yeah, sorry, I'm really tired. I've been at work all day. Has an original collision shape, which is just the basic. Then it has animated sprites. It has two. It has a default, which is the this is the walking animation, so it's default. And then whenever it gets damaged, it goes into this mode right here, which is basically it flashes white before, you know, it flashes white, it gets squished, and then pops out of existence. That's how I have it scripted, actually, if you could look at it. Says, on kill zone, body entered, animation, sprite, 2D, play, damaged. The kill zone, there's an audio stream, actually. Whenever, like, I actually jump on it, you'll hear, like, a little ting sound effect. Listen for it. There's, like, a little tiny ting sound. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that, but it seems to be working just fine. So then there's the other thing, which is speed. It actually worked to change the speed from a constant to a variable because I wanted to be able to modify it in another script. So basically, once you like stomp on the thing, it slows it down to like 10 pixels, you know, or whatnot. And it basically like stops it in its tracks, or at least appears to stop it in its tracks. And then, you know, right after about like a 0.5 second timeout, it queues free, which basically means it vanishes from existence. I'm still thinking of how I'm gonna like actually do that. Like if I'm gonna actually like, I might come up with like a secondary animated sprite play, like another animation where it's gonna take the character, right? I might add like another animated sprite where it's like damaged and then like the death animation, which would probably take like a couple of these frames, and then like make like an explosion or like a pop out of existence, like a little I don't even know what I would call it, but basically like a ball explosion, like kind of like a Mega Man. You know, like how when Mega Man dies in, you know, in the game, like he kind of like just pew pew pew, and is like there's these balls of energy that just kind of like scatter all. Yeah, kind of like that. Um, but not that. You know what I mean? Like kind of like an inspiration of that. But yeah, I might actually do that now that I'm thinking about it. Well, not quite, but you know, it's something to think about. Let me see. Did I do anything to Lime today? Actually, what did I actually do with Lime? Yeah, it was just this right here. I did, however, like whenever I'm still trying to figure out how exactly this is gonna work, because I have the take damage thing whenever like I get hit by the side of the crab, basically taking damage, because it basically means that like I touched the side of the character that like hurt me. But I'm thinking, right? Do I really want to make it so like, I don't know actually. Because I'm thinking, there's another code here. I was looking at on impact zone, blah blah blah. Or should I do it this way, where it's like, where it's both codes basically? Like if I do, if I were to do both the positive and the negative for the velocity X, just to see if like because right now I believe if I get hit by it, right, I get launched away from it, right? But what happens if I touch it? I kind of like stay in place, or at the very least, like it seems as if my momentum gets canceled by my holding a direction. It seems, but let's see what happens this way. See, it kind of like it's being halted by the crab's position. It looks like. You know, I've noticed something. Let me change one little thing I've noticed. The hitbox. The hitbox of the damage. I want to change that to be more Um, yeah. I don't know if I want to make it like too close because I noticed something. If I get hit by the hitbox, right? Um, sometimes the moment I get hit by the hitbox, it also hits the kill crab hitbox, and I kind of don't want that to happen. I mean, I want it to happen, but like not when it does this. You see, now it doesn't hit it because I changed the position of it. But I kind of want to change this up so that like if I get hit by this side, I get launched this way. But I'm still trying to figure that out. I also need to figure out like how do I make the animation of like taking damage. That's actually something I've been trying to figure out. Is how do I modify like taking damage and whatnot. Still not sure. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I will see you guys around for the next installment, whenever that'll be. Later.